Join me as I take on the challenge of baking a 7-layer cake with a surprise drink hidden inside. Can I pull it off without a disaster? Imagine sinking your teeth into a moist, flavorful cake only to discover a refreshing drink waiting for you inside. It's not just a dessert, it's an experience. A 7-layer cake with a secret drink inside is the ultimate surprise for your taste buds. Creating a visually stunning yet delicious multi-layer cake is a challenge on its own. You have to balance flavors, textures, and presentation. But add a drink to the mix, and it gets even more complicated. How do you keep the drink from seeping into the cake layers? How do you make sure it doesn't spill out when you cut into the cake? These are just a few of the questions I had to answer before starting this project. The first hurdle was choosing the right flavors. I wanted something that would complement the cake without overpowering it. I decided on a classic combination: vanilla cake and strawberry syrup. The sweetness of the strawberries would pair perfectly with the creaminess of the cake. I also had to think about the drink itself. I chose a sparkling lemonade, something refreshing and fun. To make the cake, I started by baking each layer separately. I used a simple vanilla cake recipe, but I added a little extra to make it extra special. I used buttermilk instead of regular milk, and I added a teaspoon of almond extract for a subtle nutty flavor. Once the layers were baked, I let them cool completely before starting the assembly process. The assembly process was a bit tricky. I had to stack the layers carefully, making sure they were aligned perfectly. I used a small amount of frosting to hold each layer in place while I stacked them. Once the cake was stacked, I frosted it with a creamy buttercream frosting. The frosting was a bit tricky to work with, but it paid off in the end. As I was assembling the cake, I had to think about how to incorporate the drink seamlessly. I decided to create a small cavity in the center of the cake where I would insert a tube filled with the sparkling lemonade. This way, when I cut into the cake, the drink would be released. The moment of truth arrived when I cut into the cake. I was a bit nervous, wondering if everything would come together as planned. As I made the first cut, the room fell silent. The anticipation was palpable, and then it happened. The drink started flowing out of the cake, and the room erupted in cheers. The reaction was priceless. My friends and family were amazed by the surprise drink inside the cake. They couldn't believe how well it all came together. It was a real showstopper, and everyone was impressed. In the end, it was worth all the hard work. The 7-layer cake with a secret drink inside was a huge hit. It was a unique dessert that everyone loved. I'm so glad I took on this challenge, and I'm excited to share it with all of you. If you liked this video, be sure to like it and subscribe for more fun recipes. I'd love to hear from you, so share your thoughts in the comments below. What surprise would you put inside a cake?